When the last season of Game of Thrones ended, many of us swore we'd not catch another episode even if someone paid us to watch. That's how we felt. But the moment a prequel was announced, we couldn't wait to find out what the showrunners had planned for us. In today's video, we'll talk about how the fandom came through for HBO's New Dragon season and what we know about season 2 so far. First off, all the anger was gone in a poof. See, us fans had all these expectations for an epic ending which never happened, so of course, we didn't want our hearts to be broken all over again. The way Daenerys' entire story and journey were dishonored, we've so much to say about that still. So we tiptoed towards the next season. The trailer made us crazy happy, not gonna lie. Who in their right mind doesn't like dragons? And add to that the insane hotness of Matt Smith, and we do think we were pretty much sold on giving the House of the Dragon a chance. 23 million people tuned in to watch the trailer alone. Doesn't that give you guys an idea of how popular this show is gonna be? We bet the guys at HBO cried seeing the numbers because they've had multiple spin-offs planned and we cannot wait. We aren't ashamed at all in saying that we fell in love with the show, even though we were quite angsty about it, but one look at those dragons, rest is history. The show, as you all know, is about House Targaryen and how they ruled the Seven Kingdoms with their dragons. The whole being closer to gods than men line makes so much sense when you see the house in its glory. The show is based on G.R.R. Martin's Fire and Blood, which shows a time 100 years before that of Game of Thrones. Coming to what made it do so well. A Targaryen king on the Iron Throne, dragons at their disposal, dragon pits and dragon eggs along with dragon claims. The show is every bit as amazing as Daenerys spun it for us. You know, back when we'd only heard of their epicness, we think that it all just made it so real. The possibility of what she could have achieved with her dragons, and we also think that it sort of makes sense why she went mad towards the end to hold such power and then be betrayed. It can get to anyone. House of the Dragon's first season showed us 2 decades of their rule. How they covered so much ground in one season is another thing that makes the show great because honestly, we didn't miss a beat. The jumps forward were brilliantly executed, and it's no surprise that the show became the most successful one of 2022. We mean 10 million people watched the first episode of the season. This broke HBO's biggest premiere record, and to top it all off, the season finale was seen by 9.3 million people, becoming the channel's second biggest finale. And here we had a fandom that swore off the show completely. Well, what can we say? No one can quite resist the charm of this one. We also think that people were too guarded. They didn't want to get their hopes up, but once they realized it was really good, all the fans were all in. Not to mention the reactions on social media. What would we ever do without our memesters? These guys hype up everything so much, and every week, once the episode had aired, we'd be flooded with hilarious memes, and TikTok videos and celebrity interviews and clips from the episode with different kind of quotes and music. It felt like a festival every week. Fans would take to social media and discuss the show, what happened, what it meant, and where they thought things were headed. To be honest, we love ourselves a community, and this was just the thing we needed. Post every episode. We're sure you've seen the video of Emma talking about her favorite drink and the way it went viral. Man, it was something. And the scene between Lucerys and Aemond was just out of this world. The number of times we saw that clip with the saddest music in the background, we can't even count, and it made us cry each time. To be honest, what really helped was how great all the actors were. They were so natural. We hated Alicent and her father with a passion. Our love for Rhaenyra and her kids knew no bounds, and we gotta say, Daemon was a constant thirst trap. King Viserys eventually turned out to be pretty wholesome, but we haven't yet gotten over the fact that he cut open his wife for an heir, so we'll just reserve our comments. But one thing is for sure, social media really added to the hype and kept it going for this show. Last but not the least, the fandom really came through. There's no denying that. No matter what the past experience had been, the audience gave this show a fair chance, and when it performed well, they were very appreciative. Which brings us back to the point that had they not burned Daenerys' legacy to the ground and rushed through the last season of GOT, things might have turned out differently. See, House of the Dragon has our hearts, but if you guys think for a minute that we'll forgive them for plunging our favorite show into a dark hole and ruining all our expectations, they've got another thing coming. We'll see how this show ends, and if the creators are listening to us, they better bring their A game for all the rest of the seasons because disappointment is not something we'll take, especially not after how amazing the first season has been. seen. So far, it looks like the fandom is happy and they'll have the shows back. But we better keep getting amazing seasons or else they'll definitely wake the dragon. Moving on, let's see what season 2 has in store for us. To start with, we're glad it made the cut. Not that we were worried that it wouldn't. Hello, best show of the year, but Warner Brothers Discovery canceled shows left, right, and center. So we're happy that our favorite didn't see the axe. The show has definitely got new characters into the mix, and it's only been one season, but we've picked our heroes as well as enemies. Y'all can be sure of that. The storyline is great so far, and the characters have been pretty well thought out. So we are super excited about the developments. Of course, the best is still yet to come, and we can't wait for season 2 to arrive, but 2024 is a long time away. But there's no need to worry. In the meantime, we'll take you guys through all the deets that we've been able to gather, and we promise you there won't be a dull moment. Let's talk about the new characters. So, whoever's read the books knows what's coming, but for those who enjoy watching the show with proper visuals, we got you. You'll be surprised to know that King Viserys and Alicent have another son, Daeron, who was fostered in Old Town, the Hightower seat, from an early age. This explains why he hasn't been introduced yet, and with all the games these guys have been playing, they've completely forgotten to mention him too. Anyway, he's the only one of Alicent's kids who isn't royalty screwed, so there's something to look forward to there. We'll be seeing a lot of Hightowers in season 2. With the Dance of the Dragons, it'll be an all-hands-on-deck kind of situation. We'll get to see cities in their prime, so that's going to be quite epic. There's also talk of meeting Alice Rivers, the woman who'll be Aemon's lover. A lot of people are guessing that she'll be able to see the future, much like Melisandre, but even in the books, she's a mysterious figure, and we can't wait to see which direction she takes the show in. Another character that's insanely interesting is Cregan Stark, the role everyone wants Kit to play. They were kin after all. We saw that Jacaerys is on his way to convince the Lord of Winterfell, and we can't wait to find out how he wins the tough man over. Finally, the things we're really looking forward to. The battles, of course. These are going to be fantastic and extremely bloody with all the dragons involved. One such place is Dunkendale, where Aegon II unleashes his wrath, and we can't wait to see how. Then there are the disturbing events that Helaena and her children go through. We've heard it's not for the faint-hearted, and honestly, we don't think we really want to know more. We've already seen them fight once, but the Cargill brothers really go at each other in the battle, and honestly, this makes it all so sad. Brothers fighting, and for what?
Makes them more formidable. Prince Aegon spends many a night in this place. Do you see now what he is?
The biggest thing that we're excited about is how everyone would be obsessed with claiming dragons in season 2. With war looming on the horizon, Daemon has already realized that the side with the most will eventually win. That's a wrap for this video. Did you think the Game of Thrones fandom helped with House of the Dragon's success? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and press that bell icon for the latest information and news like this. See you at the next one.